Sal, who was the wisest, said,
Let's find out.
The sound of a bell brought their gaze to a village below. They could not see from so high above that the village had been through many hard times.
famine, floods, and war had made the villagers weary, untrusting, and strangers. They had even become suspicious of their neighbors.
The villagers worked hard, but only for themselves. There was a farmer, a tea merchant, a scholar, a seamstress, a doctor, a carpenter, and many others, but they had little to do with one another.
When the monks reached the foot of the mountain, the villagers disappeared to their houses. No one came to the gate to greet them.
And when the people saw them enter the village, they shut their windows tight.
The monks knocked on the door of the first house. There was no answer. Then the house went dark.
They knocked on the second door, and the same thing happened. It happened again and again, from one house to the next.
These people did not know happiness.
But today, we will show them how to make stone soup.
Sal's face was as bright as the moon as he spoke. Together, the three monks gathered twigs and branches and made a fire. They placed a small tin pot on top and filled it with water from the village well. A brave little girl who had been watching came to them. She asked them, "What are you doing?"
We are gathering twigs.
"We are making a fire."
We are making stone soup, and we need 3 round smooth stones.
The little girl helped the monks look around the courtyard until they found just the right ones. Then they put them in the water to cook.
These stones will make excellent soup, but this very small pot will make much greater.
"My mother has a bigger pot,"
Said the girl. The little girl ran home. As she started to think of pot, her mother asked her what she was doing.
"These three strangers are making soup from stones. They need our biggest pot."
Stones are easy to come by. I'd like to learn how to do that.
The monks poked the coals. As smoke drifted up, the neighbors peered out from their windows. The fire and the large pot in the middle of the village was a true curiosity. One by one, people of the village came out to see just what this stone soup was. They watched as Look stirred the giant pot filled with water and stones. Of course, old-style stone soup should be well seasoned with salt and pepper.
That is true, but we have none.
I have some salt and pepper.
Said the scholar, his eyes big with curiosity. He disappeared and came back with salt, pepper, and even a few other spices.
Sal took a taste. The last time we had soup stone this kind of color, carrots made the broth very sweet.
A woman spoke. Carrots? I have a few carrots, but just a few. And off she ran.
She returned with as many carrots as she could carry and dropped them into the pot.
"Do you think it would be better with onions?"
Oh yes, maybe an onion would taste good.
Said a farmer, and he hurried off. He returned in a moment with 5 big onions and dropped them into the bucket.
arrowroot and wintermelon and baby corn.